Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good weekend. It's Monday, January 24th. Markets crashing. This is significant. We're going to look at that, look at SPY, compare it to some of the previous crashes. GameStop broke new lows today. We've got options. We made some money on the way down. Got about 40 minutes left in the market. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. We have a Twitter you can follow us on, as well as a Discord server. The link in the description. Yeah, the open to close on SPY is not going to be, doesn't look like too crazy today. But the intraday move is huge. SPY was down 3.7, I think, at one point from yesterday's close, which was significant. I think it's less than a 10% chance. I think it's like less than 5% chance SPY moves 3% in a day, and we almost hit 4%. And you can see it on these daily candles. So closed here yesterday. SPY opened here, came all the way down, touched 420, and now we're just making this move back up. It's a pretty epic bounce. It's hard to even tell when it's zoomed in like that, but on the daily you can see it in that huge candle. So broke all sorts of supports. Broke these supports from back in, is that October? Came down and even broke the support from July. I mean, yeah, this is a big move. So as far as how big intraday moves are, the gaps, the velocity, and just how weak it is. There's not any bounces. There's not, it's not doing it in a normal fashion. So it looks like we'll probably just be waiting on Powell on Wednesday for him to either calm the markets or cause them to drop more. Initial reaction, I'm assuming, will be a bump, but then depending on what he says, maybe it'll be bearish or hawkish or whatever. So if you just even look back, so 2008 we were bearish for a year, right? 2007 was kind of the top, double top, came down. I don't know if you call this a crash, but basically stuff about the housing market was looking bad. I think this was probably the main part of the crash for 2008 in October. And even these daily candles, if you look at them, like, this was almost more significant. I mean, I don't think we're done with the move. If this is it, then yeah, it was pretty bad. But if you look back here in 2008, and just these daily candles, I mean, these really have moved down further in a shorter amount of time. Kind of crazy. So Volkswagen squeeze. Volkswagen, the chart looks like it was rallying up for about a year. So this whole time it was bearish market. Volkswagen was climbing up. It was a different squeeze. Porsche was buying up shares, and Volkswagen was maybe considered more of a value stock then, and so money would rotate into that when it's risk on rather, and growth is getting money pulled out and into value. I'm not sure exactly why Volkswagen was basically on a bull run. However, at this point, this is when Volkswagen dipped with the market right here. And then once the market kind of settled down and floored a little bit, that's when Volkswagen squeezed. So if GME is going to do something similar to that, that's kind of what I would be looking for. When does the market kind of basically find support, find a floor? It could happen before then for sure. It might not happen like Volkswagen did in that sense. Because this short squeeze is not going to be like Volkswagen's. Volkswagen's, there's just nothing left in the float, and the shorts had to cover. This, they'll have to start covering if their margin basically runs out, because huge assets did get dumped, and potentially that was margin calls on, say, like Netflix, where the earnings weren't that bad, but what was it, like $17 billion came out of this thing just from that earnings. Peloton, there's been a lot, and now there's just the overall market, I mean, of course, is tanking. So might not be all the way until SPY kind of finds a floor. It might be, but we've literally been waiting for this move for all year, really. Speculated that there'd be a market crash. Lots of people did, and GME would come down with it, most likely, and then rip up and have it short squeeze after. At some point around here, I was thinking maybe GameStop won't have this final dip like Volkswagen did with the market until we started breaking. We broke that support, so we were making higher lows, and then once we broke through that higher low, I'm like, okay, they clearly can bring it down lower. And so then I wasn't as sure. Then I was saying this is probably going to get a big dip first, because the shorts want to cover when it's as low as it can be. Same reason why you want to buy when it's 86 and not when it's 150. They also, for the shorts to cover or close, they have to buy. They want to buy when it's low. You want to buy down here, buy to open, because you want to sell when it's up here. So if they're selling to open, shorting up here, they want to wait till it's as low as they can go. And it's an easier game for them, because if they can manipulate the price to bring it down, then it's much easier for them to time it. So they bring it down as much as they can. Once they find there's too much buying pressure, too much support to make it go up, they're going to say, okay, this is it. This is the best we're going to do. Whether they're making money on it, because they could profit. If you shorted from 150 down to 86, they're profiting. Or if you have a short position at 200 or 188. If you have a short position below 80, though, you know, all this down here where GME has traded for years, then you're just cutting your losses. So the lower GME gets, the more enticing it is, in my opinion, for shorts to close if they see a bull thesis, or if they see that it's basically not going to stay below their shorted price, wherever that is, 50, 40, 30. So that all lines up with Ryan Cohen and NFT marketplace news. And if there's a bull thesis where the shorts would want to close, then they would. Otherwise, they have to be forced closed, which would be through margin calls and liquidations, and that we might be seeing before any shorts decide to just close. That all being said, we also have failed delivers from ETFs, from options, from all sorts of different tools in the marketplace that are supposedly due and should cause a rally in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks is the hope. But yeah, we'll see. This is the market climate is totally different right now than it has been for any of the last pinches or failed deliver dates or whatever. So I'm curious how it'll work out. If it'll look like momentum, like here and the other ones, except for February. There's no momentum and it just went crazy. Hard to know. But I do know the SPY. I mean, this is the worst the SPY's been since before COVID. I mean, since the COVID crash. But even the COVID crash, we didn't see moves like this on a daily candle. COVID had big gaps, but then it had little relief rallies and little consolidation phases. This was probably the worst, but where we are right now is probably like on this candle. So it only went on for another 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't think we're gonna get a COVID style crash, just because this isn't necessarily on bad specific news. It could turn into worse, depending on what happens, I guess, in Russia. But I mean, I think this isn't a crash on news. This is money finally starting to pull out and potential for interest rates rising and basically taking profits, in my opinion. So yeah, we'll see. I think we are looking like we're starting to get a bounce here, and I actually did go long. I'll show you my option plays, but when I play the RSI, it's, on SPY as well as Tesla, I think it can only get oversold for so long. And I was surprised today with how much we came down, because yesterday it was so weak and quite oversold. Today even further, but I did go long on that, on SPY as well as Tesla. Got out of my bearish plays on Tesla. I think it was like, I don't know, 100% or something on that put debit spread. And Tesla, pretty much anytime it's oversold like this in the hourly, I should go long on it, because it might not rally the next day, but it's coming soon. So here's kind of the last example. Oversold. A couple days later, it was a little bit lower and then rallied. So it doesn't like being oversold. Here's another one, rally. So we'll see. Setting up for Powell. I think Powell could make the markets rip or dump. The thing is that we've already sold off so much as a market that if he's just a little bit dovish, the market will probably rip. even if he's kind of hawkish or bearish, whatever, the market still might rip because it might not be as bad as they were anticipating. Right? It all has to do with expectation versus really expectation. Because I mean, this was a huge amount of capital money moving out of the market. I think partially in anticipation of Powell. So if he's bad, but not as bad as they were anticipating, just the fact that the news is out and they're not anticipating anymore could cause a market rally. But getting a pretty good bounce here. Big range today. So 0.6% on SPY. This thing was down almost 4% today. Crazy. GameStop rallying with it. Not quite as much as before. Before GameStop's kind of taken off. TA wise on GameStop, it's oversold also. And if we close where we are right now, that's kind of a hammer type candle pattern on the daily, which would indicate it could be a reversal. But really yesterday with that 6% day, that was just kind of a little relief rally, really, just to pull it up on the RSI. And I don't know, it's kind of strange. Surprised to see the support break through, but SPY again today went down a lot. So look at SPY rip there, 0.5%. SPY closes green, that would be insane. Filling in that gap. Options really quick. Realized some gains today. I don't know if it'll show up on here. So here's Tesla play. SPY closed out of that. Here's Tesla closing that Tesla put debit spread. And I opened up a call debit spread on Tesla, 1,000 and 1,020 call debit spread on Tesla. Those things up a little bit now. It's kind of an aggressive one. It's not a huge spread because these are expensive and I don't want to spend that much. But it kind of needs to move. So max gain on this one is if it's up at 1,020. I kind of want to wait at least till Powell talks because I feel like it will probably cause the market to rally on Wednesday before I close that. That being said, that I'm kind of against the clock on that one. SPY opened up. What is this? A spread? Got another one. Call debit spread 430, 446. This thing's up 50% today just on today's move. I got SPY and Tesla a little bit early today, but I still expected a bounce. So I got SPY things somewhere around here or here. And so it initially was losing value, and I got Tesla somewhere around here. So, or maybe it was actually, no, Tesla I think got it later. So losing value initially, but holding through. We'll give it a couple days. Tesla might have to close a little early. I might not be able to wait for Powell on that one. It doesn't have a pretty good rally. So I sold a put on GameStop, 85 strike. So this is a bullish play. Instead of buying a put, I'm selling a put. I'm agreeing to buy 100 shares at the strike that I sell it. This one I sold right around here. Actually, I timed this one pretty well. So that's this one, this $85 put. So that takes $8,500 in capital. And if GameStop closes below 85 on Friday, they will pull out $8,500 out of my account, and I'll own 100 shares of GameStop at $85 cost basis. And then if you want, you can subtract the premium. Premium I received to open this up was $690. So I'm expecting this probably to expire worthless, but GameStop keeps coming down. I might roll it down, kind of how I did with these 141s, or maybe I'll just let it get exercised or signed or whatever it's called. I'm bearish on earnings coming up. I got Logitech put debit spread 60-70 spread. I was just looking through different earnings and tech ones and ones that the market makers aren't expecting a big move on. Logitech was one of those. It's somewhat oversold. We'll see. So it comes out after close today. It's not a huge play. I'll probably be playing at least one earnings a day this week. So there's that one. So Apple, Tesla will be at the end of the week. Tesla might have a pre-earnings rally coming into it. Would be cool. Might play. Oh, that's the call credit spread on SPY that I closed. Yep. Crazy wild week. Oh, I did. Let's see. On Webull, I did actually do a covered call. I'm still scared. I almost did them on TD, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wait. I think we're at the pretty close to the very bottom here. So I think we should, even if we come down further, I think we should still get some bouncing first. Maybe something like this. Not sure we will come down and keep breaking new lows though. We'll see. I mean, that's RSI is hot on the downside for sure. SPY, this is a pretty big bounce on SPY though. Not bad. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you on Discord. Have a good afternoon. Peace out.